Hello, students. Here we'll take some questions of linguistics. So, very short answer. First one is that is phonetics. What's a phonetics? So, phonetics is when this word come that you should understand that's a this is the something spoken part, right? So that is a study of sound actually phonetics. So that is the study of speech sound, right? I'm speaking what type of words I'm using, tone and all. So that is the study of speech sound. Number two, that's a their production, how these words are produced and how the sound and language and phrases, clause, everything, and transmission, and then how it is travel. Our sound travels, that is important, and perception. That's a what's my understanding, what I'm getting. Suppose someone is speaking French, so I'm not able to understand. So that is because I'm not familiar with that sound and meaning and coding, decoding, and all. So that is perception. This is whole studies called phonetics, and so the study of speech sound, their production, transmission, and perception uh, is called phonetics. And what's the scope? That so there are actually three parts. Phonetics majorly divided into three parts. That's the articulatory, acoustic, right, and auditory, right? So articulatory we had already discussed in the class. That's articulatory means again and again I'm making this diagram. Please take care when you study and when you make in the exam, like during exam you should make, always you should make two three times you should make this diagram. So that's a articulatory system. Start from here, that's a nose, and that's a upper teeth ridge, lower teeth ridge. In between there is a tongue, right? And behind tongue there's uvula, right? And as both lips are very active, so that's a half of the part. This is called active, uh, active articulatory, right? Active articulation, and this is called passive articulation, because this is not very active, but this part again and again touches, right? And this are esophagus, trachea, lungs, air pass through here and then goes, sometime releases from nose, sometime releases from oral. So this is the whole study is called articulatory, caustic, and auditory phonetics, right? Now number one, uh, IPA consonants. So IPA symbols, 44 IPA symbols are there, which are divided into consonants and vowels, 24 and 20, and then vowels are again divided into monophthong and diphthong. This is called and then come that is irregular IPS consonant, because regular is B, right? Regular is D. These are G, right? K, L, M, and these are the regular consonants. But what are the irregular consonants? So that's a they, right? That's a th, this Z, this one, sh, T. These are the irregular, right? Ch, right? Okay. So here they have given example of, that's a example is, that's a include voice dental fricative or voiceless dental fricative. Why it is voice? When you speak the, right? So this is voice dental fricative. Why this is called dental fricative? Because upper dental, like that's a teeth ridge, upper teeth ridge, and then when uh, the tip of the tongue touches upper teeth ridge, this is teeth actually. So then it touches this teeth ridge, then the is produced. And when that's a this is teeth ridge, and that's a suppose this is mouth, right? So that's a this is behind this is the oral part, right? So that's the roof of the mouth. And when tip of the tongue touches roof of the mouth, then th is produced. And this is th, sorry, this is the, and this is th. This example is this, and this is thick, right? This is the example. th pronounced as the and th is pronounced as the. So this is one is voiced, right? Voiced dental fricative. Why? Because tip of the tongue touches to upper teeth rest, then the is produced, and then tip of the tongue touches to roof of the mouth, then the is produced. An example is they and thick. Now, phoneme, the smallest unit of sound in a language. Smallest unit of sound in a language that can distinguish meaning. Like you just give this example, very good example. That's a smallest unit of sound. This is smallest is unit of sound. Direction is this is called P, this is Q, this is B, this is D, right? But this is smallest unit of sound in language that can distinguish meaning. So this is distinguish meaning. P is different meaning, and this distinguish meaning is called phoneme. Okay. Now next question, that's the short answer. Synchronic versus diachronic approaches, or synchronic diachronic, which is also known as synchronic diachronic. So what's a synchronic? Analyzes a language at a specific point in time, right? Suppose you are analyzing the middle English, right? So you don't have to go to old English or modern English. You just study middle English. So that is specific point of time. And then diachronic, then you have to study, that's a studies the historical development of language. Suppose middle to modern, suppose old to middle, how old language becomes modern language, right? So this development, when you do this study language, like a study of language, and then so then when you are doing diachronic study, then you have to go to old to middle to modern, right? That is called diachronic approach, where you start from beginning. Like history, you would see that how language was what we can say that how let's language means there's a vocabulary, and not letters are produced, how what was the system earlier. So that I had already discussed in the class. That's a earlier when there was no power, electricity. So after sunset, people used together and they study, then they exchange their thoughts and feelings through hieroglyphics, means like carvings in stone and all. This way, then language system was that is language system was developed, produced first of all. So that's a letters and a number of changes beginning. That's a 26 alphabets. So that before 26 it might be more than 100 symbols were there. Then finally it is decided 26 letters, right? And then 26 letters are divided into consonants and vowels. So this way this language was developed. And then we had already discussed that the Germanic tribes came to Britain, and then so this is something, this approach is called diachronic. Okay. Now example, examining modern English usage, synchronic, right? What's the right now, I sorry, I told you that's an example is that's a fantabulous and number of words, right? Slangs, words which are used. So that's a modern English usage, that's a synchronic. And the evolution from old to modern, so that approach is called diachronic, right? Okay. Now allophones, allomorphs. Allophones, phones is sound again. So that's a variance of phonemes. That's variance of phonemes is T and T, right? So that's a stop, right? And top. So that's a, when you say stop, right? So then the T comes after S. But when you say top, so that's the first position, and that's the second position. And that is why in this pronunciation of this T and this T is different. That is called variance of phoneme. Means T is pronounced as T, and in this case T is pronounced as T. Right? So that's a stop and stop and top. Right? So this is the difference. That is called allophones. Allomorphs are a variance of morpheme. For example, pluralization. I had already discussed when you say cats, right? So then before S there is S, and then there is at least little gap between T and S when you make plural of cat, so it becomes cats, right? But then same you are pluralizing dog, but then use if you write dogs, so that's a this sound because of G, this sound is produced as Z, dogs, right? Whistling sound of this, right? And then dishes, so that's in this case dishes, so this pronunciation is different, dishes, right? Dishes, so that's a is, dishes, right? This way, so dishes, okay? So this is a plural is different, this plural is different, this plural, that is uh, morpheme, right? So here new kind of word is pronounced s, right? That's a z and is, dishes, okay? Now phonetics and phonology. Phonetics difference very important. Phonetics is what the focus is on physical aspects of sounds, right? Physical aspects, how like production, acoustic properties, right? Like how the sound is produced, and again this we have to study that's articulation and all, and system, like from lungs air goes to mouth and then releases from mouth this area, sometime releases from this area. This is whole study comes under phonetics. And phonology deals with how sounds function in a particular language, right? How sounds function in a particular language. Example phonetics, that's studies P and B sounds, while phonology examines their role in distinguishing words like pet and head, right? So that's a deals with how sound function in a particular language, right? For example, I gave you example like Punjabis speaks a speech, and other many words are there and that they speak differently. So that is the study of, or that is the area of phonology, right? Like how if I say pet and if I say pet, right? So that's a pet and pet. I let me give you another example. When you go to Jen, then you listen raha tha, so they used to speak this way, that's a मैं जा रिया था, मैं आ रिया था. That's a difference because of context, because of social environment and all. So this is the study of phonology. And phonetics, how phonetics is, that's a how sounds are produced, right? And that's a articulators, and that's a mechanism that comes under phonetics, okay? Now development of old and middle English. Old English we had already discussed. This is the duration of old English, 450 to 1150, and that's influenced by Germanic tribes, right? Rich inflectional morphology. Inflectional morphology means that's a the when meaning is not changed, but that's a new form of words are called inflectional morphology. So that's a old English when uh, it was influenced by Germanic tribes, rich inflectional morphology, right? So number of words were added but meaning was same. And then middle English, this was the time, that's 1150 to 1500 AD, influenced by normal conquest, right? So that's a history, and language always goes hand in hand. So that's a normal conquest, right? They came and then reduced inflections, and then they reduce inflections, they change in the words and all, and then that's a increase loan words. And then loan words means other words from other languages uh, uh, became part of English language. For example, if I say that French, German, Sanskrit, so sometimes Sanskrit words, I'm just giving example, are used, still Sanskrit words are, original words are used in in English language, that is called loan words. Okay. Now, IC analysis. So, IC analysis is given, but analysis is not given here. So, these are the words. That's a Rahul Dravid, right? Then has been playing. So, this is a verbal phrase, and this is tree diagram, if I say, and this is noun phrase. I told you that phrase, if even a single word, but here single word is also called phrase. So here Rahul Dravid, however, Rahul Dravid has a single word, but has been playing cricket for many years, so that's a verbal phrase. Then verbal phrase is again divided, and then a for many years, so that's a for is preposition phrase. Then preposition phrase, for will be dropped preposition, and then a many years, so that's a adjectival phrase, because that's a qualify, many is qualify years, so that's a noun is years, and many is that's a adjective will be dropped, right? So this way all the sentence can be divided, can be analyzed. I gave a book to the boy, so that's a I noun phrase. Gave a book, that's a prepositional phrase, or predicate phrase, or that's a verbal phrase. Then gave will be dropped, that's a past tense. And then a book to the, that's a noun phrase again, a book. And then a book here, noun phrase is again divided into uh, noun phrase whole here, and then again noun phrase is article and book. And to the boy, that's a prepositional phrase. Then prepositional phrase is again preposition will be divided, and then noun phrase the boy, this way. So we had already discussed such. Okay, they are talking about immediate constituent analysis, right? That's a IPA symbol, IC analysis, and is a method to break down sentences into smaller meaningful unit, right? So that's a, finally we break down smaller unit. And there's a tree diagram, the cat, right? And then caught the mouse, so that's a, this is this way. And then phonetic transcription, next topic, that's the limitations of IC analysis. Limitations of IC analysis: can't handle ambiguity and idioms well. So that's a, suppose idioms, that's a uh, mm, cup of tea, right? Cup of tea. So that's a, which is not, cannot be divided, cannot be done proper analysis of this. That's a, cup is also noun. And then suppose this is also prepositional phrase, so that's a of tea, so of, that is also noun, but that is not uh, analyzed properly through IC analysis. So it is failed to handle ambiguity and idiomatic phrase, idioms as well, through IC analysis cannot be done. Oversimplifies complex sentences, right? So that's a very simple sentences, oversimplifies complex sentences. So complex sentences means that's a, if you, if sentence, suppose if you sleep early, early, right, you will you will be healthy, right? So that is early to bed, early to rise, it is said, right? So that's a complex sentence because here comma, so that's that is not analyzed properly. Okay. Now IPA symbols, a standardized system. IPA symbols is standardized, right, system to transcribe sounds of spoken language. What I listen again, spoken language representing uh, each sound with a distinct symbol. For example, if I say that uh, what is this? So that's a judge, right? Judge, right? Another example is that if I say about, so about a ba o t. So that's a standardized system, right? To transcribe sounds, spoken language representing each sound. A ba o t, right? Each sound with a distinct symbol. Okay. Now detailed explanation includes vowel and consonant chart, diacritics. Okay. So that's a this one. Now speech mechanism covers respiratory, phonatory and articulatory. Respiratory, again same diagram I have to make and then explain. That's lungs, right? So that's a, it start from here, trachea, esophagus and then goes this way, right? So this is respiratory. So here lungs, right, contract and then the air passes through here, and then here two flaps are there which is called cord, vocal cords, and through this air passes, and then that's the airflow comes through mouth, sometimes through nose. This covers respiratory, provides airflow for speech. This is airflow. Then a phonatory system produces sound via vocal cords. Here I gave you example of that's a conveyor belt. So that's a two parts, right, which is called Adam's apple here somewhere, which is situated, which is called vocal cords. And then articulatory system shapes sounds using mouth, right, and then tongue, lips already, and this is called articulatory system. Now consonants involves linguistically, consonant obstructs airflow, vowels do not. Vowels are, that is by oral sound. So that's a consonants a b, so then obstruct airflow, right? While vowels do not, a, e, I, o, u, when we speak, right? So our mouth, or then there is no uh, obstruct in airflow while speaking a, e, I, u. Always our oral part, our mouth is open, right? Now phonetically consonants involve place and manner of articulation. So that involves place and manner, right? So what is the place? Suppose this is lip, when lip joins, so this comes under place. But manner, how, that's a airflow comes and then goes here, that's a manner of articulation. Vowel depend on tongue position and lip rounding, right? So which is very important, tongue position and lip rounding, because sometime our lips, so that's a rounded and sometime open, sometime close, something. Now disambiguate sentences, which is not given, solution is not given, but painting found near a tree, right? So that's a, suppose this is painting which is found near a tree, so that's a tree. Okay, this tree, and then this painting is found. Okay, and then painting found near a tree, so that's a, this, in this painting, that is uh, in this painting uh, tree is, right, tree is made, something like that. Then planes in flight are dangerous. So planes in flight means, these are planes and it means birds are in flight dangerous, or planes in flight are dangerous. So that's a aeroplane, right, in flight are dangerous, this way. So that is another example. However, solution is not given here, but yes, you just try to do it. Otherwise in next slide I'm going to speak. Thank you so much. God bless you.